Welcome once again for the webinar on this topic on how to improve our sleep, a 3-step roadmap to restorative sleep, strategies that we can use so that we can wake up fresh in the morning and then end the day feeling accomplished. What are the secrets to have a restorative sleep? Strategy to achieve deep and restorative sleep begins the minute you wake up. So sleep doesn't begin when you put your head on a pillow. When you put the head on a pillow, it's already too late. So the minute you wake up every morning, how you conduct your day, either you are stressed or you are at ease, or whether your day is fulfilled or boring, that actually determines your quality of your sleep at night. The agenda is the 3 steps. First is awareness about sleep, about the effects of sleep, and then the consequences if we are not getting enough sleep. And then I'll give also some technical information about this very brief one about sleep cycles. And then number 2, what do we want? We want solutions. So I'll be sharing 3 short-term interventions. These are the immediate things that you can do. And then what are the 3 longer-term solutions? This is more maintenance. Finally, this is still information. The last part is on you, of whether or not you are ready to seriously make commitment to make bedtime a priority. Most people have a busy day, and then whatever is left over in the day, then you sleep. But now I'm reversing the system to say, like, no, we decide how much, to make bedtime a priority. Commit to, and then a little bit of exercise for you guys to start to design your own sleep blueprint. And at the end of the webinar, you will get this bonus of my ebook for attending this webinar tonight. A little bit of history, why I'm so passionate about sleep. So it was more than 20 years ago. I worked 2 full-time jobs. That means 16 hours of work, almost 6 days a week. And on average, I sleep about 3 to 4 hours a day for 2 years. That messed up my sleep pattern, and that messed up my health quite a bit. In the journey, when I started Body Talk, I start to make changes and improvements on my sleep. The only thing is, back then, I don't have figures and I can't measure. Only 2019, I start to measure my sleep. This is a Xiaomi. This one was Mi Band 3. So the first night when I used this was the score. So that was 18th of August. So my total sleep is 8 hours. Then I saw that, oh my God, my deep sleep is only 1 hour and 20 minutes. Google actually says, in all the different resources, it says that reasonable deep sleep is approximately 15% to 25%. So I did my self-help, I did whatever I know. And guess what? In less than 3 weeks, my deep sleep actually improved by quite significant. So from 1 hour, 20 minutes to increase by 2 hours. My total sleep also increased. It's quite a significant increase, right? From percentage-wise, 15% to 35%. Then I tried again, and this is about another 3 weeks forward. My deep sleep hours actually exceeded the light sleep. My average sleep was about 30-something%, which is my personal standard. I set my personal standard, which is about 30%. 2 years later, I tried again to see how have things been. This date, I didn't sleep as much. So total sleep was about 6 hours, but it's still about 60%. And then after that, this one I slept a lot, 11 hours, but still 44%. If you notice one thing as well, the tracker track the time awake. I don't normally wake up in the middle of the night to pee or whatever it is. So that's not my pattern. So again, 7 hours sleep, 55%. So this new average, 4.2 hours, which is about 50%. My personal average is still about 30 to 35%. Right? So my point is, it is achievable. So what did I do, right? I've used combinations of both short-term and long-term solutions that has helped me reset my sleep cycles. After a busy period, I make time. I commit and I make time to rest. I allow my body to recharge and get rest. So I do have techniques that help me reset my sleep cycles. And I will also do stuff that retrain my nervous system to rest. The thing is, if our body goes through a period of busy schedule and stuff, and if they're so traumatic and stressful for the body forget to rest. Even though you make time, you still can't sleep, for example. And then after that, of course, you design your sleep blueprint over, I think since 2019, I do it more actively. So it's like, if I know I needed that sleep, I have a strategy. I know almost, I wouldn't say exactly, but probably 80%, I know what I need to do and from when to really get back that 60%, for example. Right? So this is what I'll be sharing with you so that you can also eventually regain your sleep that is more restorative. Okay, who am I? I am more known as a body talk practitioner. So these are some of the stuff that I do. And I've been practicing body talk for 16 years. And of course, in my line of work, I've seen clients, and I would dare to say like 7 out of 10 of the clients that I see, those that I know, they have some form of challenge sleeping or having a real rested sleep. So sleep is something that I'm very, very passionate to do. And it's very close to heart to what I do, because it is during sleep that our body restore, and then the body can gain the ability to heal itself. And that's what body talk is about. What about you? What is your sleep history? What is the average total hours of sleep for a day on average? And do you know what are your sleep challenges? So it can be simple as, I want to fall asleep faster, I want to sleep longer, I want to wake up less frequency at night. Do you know when did this started? Or don't know, it's been forever. For me, I can pinpoint back then when I was working that 2 full-time jobs, it messed up my sleep cycles. So do you have a rough idea when the area you want to improve that or something that deteriorated? Do you know when it started? A lot of symptoms are one way or another related to sleep. And then finally, if you know what was affected or impacted. So for P, who mentioned that crashing 5 p.m. a day, maybe her day is shorter, right? So it depends. What is it that is important for you to do that you can't do? Or you don't know what you don't know because you already crashed by a certain time, or you feel lethargic. You never really got to feel what's the opposite of feeling refreshed. Okay, so before we even continue, let's check in. So what is the level of importance, and to what extent are you committed to yourself about wanting to improve sleep? So let's do a reality check. First is your level of wanting to change or improve sleep, to say it is like 1, I can't afford to delay anymore. That means I can't afford to sleep, let's say 5 hours or whatever it is, or I can't afford to crash by 5 p.m. Right? So this is number 1, can't afford to delay anymore. Number 2 is a little bit less intense. You go like, yeah, it's important. I must change, right? I must do something. Or are you number 3? Okay, Law, if I can improve, then it's good. If not, then I'm fine as well. Or number 4, maybe. Maybe is like even not the importance is not there, right? So give it a check. So if you're 1, of course, you will do whatever it takes. You will make the commitment. You will take action. 2 means must change, means definitely you start taking action. Nice to have is this magic word, I will try. The word try means game over, right? Maybe, even better. Maybe I will hear a lot of excuses. So this is what I call reality check. Let's see when towards the end of our webinar, when we do another exercise to design your sleep blueprint, will hopefully that will add to the transformation of your sleep quality. The agenda, the first one, we'll be talking about the awareness, the effect and the consequences on both, not just physical. Physical, I think, is quite simple. The consequences are the also mental and emotional level of having improved sleep. So let's begin with awareness. So why isn't your sleep deep, or why isn't your sleep restorative? The first part is more internal related. The brain cannot shut down. Internal means it's deeper at the subconscious level. You might know, you might not know, right? This word interesting, I put grief. Grief can eat us up sometimes that we are not even aware. it's a very tricky one. This comes from, again, like my experience in body talk, right? It's like I did something subconsciously, right? I did something bad and I don't deserve to get better, or something that I've lost in the past, and I feel this sadness that I'm not able to express. So the body feels this grief and is holding on to these emotions. That takes up a lot of energy to keep this going, so it's not fully shutting down. Or guilt, feeling bad, I could have done better. So when we say things like I could have done better, I should have, could have, and whatever not, what is this saying in the system? It's like, I haven't done enough. So if I haven't done enough, guess what? I'm not allowing myself to shut down. So that's why the brain, the system is very active. And worry is also another killer, because if you worry, it means your system is active. Either your brain, your mind, every single cell is thinking of tomorrow, right? Thinking of, worry about children, worrying about health, worry about finance, where am I going to get money, worry about the unknown, right? So it's tomorrow, whatever. So you see, then the brain is very active. It's not able to shut down. So indirectly also saying, if we have all or some of the above that I just mentioned, our body is trapped in this 5F. What is 5F? Simplest way to say it is stress, long-term stress. So I'm sure we heard of this term called fight or flight, or fight and flight. So that's 2F, but what are the 3 other Fs? So fight, flight, freeze, faint, fawn. It's just trapped in stress that it's not able to move on. Right, so that's I do have a video on that somewhere in a YouTube. If you guys are interested, you can email me and I'll send you the link to watch what is this 5F. Or the body is still trapped in some form of trauma that we might have experienced even when we are 5 years old, depending on your age right now. So it's interesting that body is not fully out of stress or some kind of illness or diagnosis, again, even once upon a time, or habit. We got used to this habit. Or sometimes it's like this person say, that person say, this is what I read online. You try to follow what is the external recommendation. But my message as a body talk practitioner is listen to your body. Other people can give recommendation, but tune in, do whatever you do, and find out. Just have you'll be more aligned to know what your body wants. Right. So this habit is something that we want to break through as well. And finally, this is more me, and I put a bracket personal story, so I remember to share my story. So constantly feeling undone or incomplete. So I feel like unfinished business. This was me when I couldn't sleep, because I felt like my day, I haven't done enough. So this is like that almost like a perfectionist part, but I have not done enough. I could have done this, done that. If I have something, an event, for example, like this in the past, I possibly wouldn't be able to sleep properly 2 or 3 nights before. So that's very me. Some of the stuff that I know, I'm conscious that I need to do, but some of the stuff that I don't even know. So I will toss and turn. Okay, so those are internal. Technically speaking, you can't do much about it on a conscious level. The good news is a body talk session is able and has helped so many clients to uncover, reveal, and especially heal all those unresolved emotions and unresolved businesses, so that your system can eventually relearn how to shut down, and you will have your beauty sleep again. What is contributing to a disruptive sleep cycle? I think you see from this image, it also tell you already, right? Young children, pets, either you're a caregiver, snoring partner, or if you are a feeding or nursing mom, like you breastfeed your kid, and that's in the past. So your sleep cycle is already quite affected, even though your kid is maybe 16 years old right now, but your sleep cycle has been affected since you are breastfeeding. So this is some stuff that like body talk would be able to help get the body out of that active memory mode. Or excessive reliance on substance. It could be it's a natural stuff. For example, is it melatonin? So we're too reliant on things. 1 glass of red wine. So it's nothing wrong with that. When I say excessive reliance, means in the absence of doing that, you can't sleep. So you're relying on that solely to help you sleep. That is not really pleasant as well. And finally, nightmare or you are on call. I think on call work and shift, that's slightly different, right? Shift, the body might get used to it, but on call is like you sleep and then anytime you get the call, you have to run to work or on demand. But it doesn't mean on call as in work, but sometimes as a new mom as well, it's almost like on call. The kids or family member will call you. Or this one, frequent bathroom trips at night. I do sip water before I sleep, but I still don't really wake up to go to the bathroom. So it's interesting to see what is it that on a health level, right? What is it that is contributing that frequent bathroom trips? Okay, effects. So these are some of the effects of poor sleep. Memory full. It is when we sleep, the body is clearing out those like switching off your computer. It's clearing off those RAM memory. So if we are asleep, it's not really deep and restorative. It's like your memory bank is like memory full. So what's the consequence of that? Poor retention. It's like nothing can enter anymore. And learning is very difficult to learn something. It's like nothing gets in anymore because the memory is full. Then of course you'll be forgetful. Again, same concept, memory full. And then we tend to make mistakes a lot. We feel very stuck, and then we get less lack of clarity in life or in things that we do. And of course, if your memory is full, then you can take it forward to say that, of course, then your productivity and your focus is not optimized. So your attention span is low, concentration is low. The sad thing for me to see is intuition is low, indecisive, uncertain, and fickle. When I say sad with intuition, because if your own intuition is low, what's the consequence of that? You keep asking people for solution. And health, you can go on and on. Keep it simple. Hormonal imbalance is one, and almost every other thing is also related to hormones. If you think of major hormonal glands, the pineal, pituitary, the thyroid, thymus, pancreas, so all those, and your ovaries, of course. So if you think of if some of this is imbalanced, your life is quite out of whack. You can feel pretty much off balance, either emotionally or what do you call that, physically as well. And it's also tied in very closely to this over or underactive immune system. If your immune system is low, doesn't have a very clear sense of direction. Enemy come, don't know how to fight. Or enemy is not attacking, you also fight. So it's also quite challenging. And the next one is recurring, means recurrence as to symptoms keep recurring. Like if you have this pain, every once in a while, either a headache or backache, migraine, PMS, whatever. So in short, recovery is very slow. If it's recurring, all it means is we are using substances to stop the symptom. The problem is not really solved. I just want to say that it's not a one-off that you sleep well tonight. Doesn't mean this is forever, right? It takes time to adjust and to reset sleep cycles. And then what are the dangers? How is prolonged sleep deprivation, or some websites, some people call it sleep debt, like you collect debt, right? Let's say if you're supposed to sleep 8 hours and you've been sleeping 5 hours a day, it's almost like a debt that we collected. So what are the dangers? Addiction. So because if we can't sleep, we get addicted to stuff, like alcohol. Probably it's not a nice one for me to say alcohol, because we can get addicted to what? Melatonin and some of the stuff that later I'll be sharing with you as well. So it's nothing in my work as a body talk practitioner, that nothing is ever good and bad, right? At the end of the day, the goal is to reset our body to be able to sleep on its own. That's the ideal. And what else? Weight gain. So it's interesting, right? Lack of sleep actually contributes to what do you call that? Weight gain, because certain substances are released that will trigger hunger, and therefore we eat more, appetite more. So it's interesting that gain is related to sleep. Clumsy, accident prone, because we are still half the time groggy, and accident prone could also lead to a weak immune system, less sense of ability. Those who have done body talk would have known this word called Wei Qi, right? Wei Qi is weak, a defense mechanism is weak, and therefore we are more prone to accidents. Chronic self-esteem. So it's like, if you're not sleeping well, you feel sluggish, you can't perform, and over time, it becomes lower self-esteem, and not because you are not someone who's confident. It's just that your body doesn't have the energy to support you to do what you are capable of. So that's quite sad, right? Just like a kid who's intelligent, he knows his stuff, but then if he's tired, go to school, can't perform. Constantly feeling undone. It's like, oh my God, there's so much thing that I want to do that I can't do, and all this keep compiling. Lack of motivation, no drive. Like, even if you have the drive, you just have no mood to want to do anything. And this is another one that's quite significant, but sometimes we don't even realize that. So I put this like marriage problems due to reduced sex drive. That goes back to the hormonal imbalance as well. Okay, and finally, what is the consequence on the mental and emotional level? So in this image, you are like a walking time bomb. Right, you get this time bomb ticking on your belt, for example, means you're easily triggered. You have bad temper, impatience, or even depressive or moody. So walking time bomb, right? Somebody say the wrong thing, you're gonna explode. On the more mental level is this sense of feeling insecure, self-doubt, constantly doubting yourself, not trusting yourself. And of course, if you don't trust yourself, you will project outwards of not trusting other people as well. And of course, if you don't trust other people, what's going to happen to your relationships? Either you're going to all the time being paranoid, is this person going to cheat me? Is this person going to scam me, or whatever it is? And then you're constantly on the alert, and then the relationship really goes down the drain after a while. On a spiritual level or more individual level, is this feeling the sense of stagnation, the boredom, or rather laziness, and you see yourself lost in these loops. Like, you keep doing the same thing over and over. If you enjoy it, of course, it's fine. This is saying that, like, you just can't get out to the next level, whatever you're capable of. Even whatever you're capable of, I mentioned a few times already, it just doesn't have the energy to support you. And then the worst thing is lack of inspiration, and or lack of purpose. I say lack of inspiration means inspiration comes from within. If you lack of inspiration, what would you look out for? Externally motivated, externally stimulated. So either you rely on certain things, certain people, or you go workshops to get motivated. That's a little bit of danger sign already. Instead of motivation, we want to look for inspiration, like something that you want to wake up in the morning, not every morning, sometimes, right? Like, you just want to wake up and feel inspired. Then it is then that's life is more exciting. A bit of technical information. So when we sleep, there's this thing called sleep cycle. So if you Google, the answer will come out like there are 4 sleep cycles. One sleep cycle is approximately 90 to 120 minutes per cycle. So it's like 1 bar is 1 cycle. So in a night, for example, if there's 4 sleep cycles, so you multiply the 90 by 4. So that's why when we sleep 6 to 8 hours, depends on how long is your cycle, that is 4 cycles of sleep. That means you will sleep, let's say your cycle is, they keep it in the middle, right? Simple, 100 minutes. After the 100 minutes, you will actually wake up. And then you go back into the light sleep. So you actually wakes up every now and then. If we are too, so like for example, if I rely on alcohol to fall asleep, I'll fall asleep very fast. But my sleep is actually not rested, because after the alcohol have worn off, the last or the half part of your sleep is actually not deep. So I mean, if those of you who wear sleep trackers or whatever, then you go track to see if what I'm saying is true. This is the new sleep tracker that I got recently that is able to track the REM sleep. So this is actually 28th of June, which is just last week when I first got the thing. Of course, you notice that my total sleep is about 6 hours on this night. This is about 3 sleep cycles. And my deep sleep is only 59 minutes. REM is hour 13, which means this night I only slept 6 hours. My deep sleep is still 2 hours. That makes it 36%. Remember I said my average is 30%, and this was last night. So I was so excited about this webinar today. I definitely slept early last night. I slept about 9.5 hours. My deep sleep is not so fantastic, but I still managed to get a total of 30%, which is a 3 hours deep plus REM sleep. So it's still doable with excitement. So this takes about 4 cycles of sleep. You can see in the beginning stage, there's a lot more of the green stuff. My average sleep is still 33%. This is more recent. So this is what I talk about, 5 stages of sleep, which means within one sleep cycle, there are this, if you Google says majority of it says 4 stages, right? One cycle has 4 stages. But for me, I felt like the things that we needed to do comes into phase 0. So I created this phase 0, right? So what is phase 0? Phase 0 is preparation. Like what can we do to help our body unwind or get out of stress and then to reset your sleep rhythm? So this is where after that, we'll be talking about the 3 short and 3 long-term solutions, some recommendations. So these are all preparations, because the minute you put your head down on the bed, right? Unless you take supplements or you do stuff, there's nothing much you can do about it already. But you can read a lot of this stuff. The ebook that I created has some information. Stage 1 is when we drift into sleep. So your mind starts to switch off. So the quality of sleep is very light. This is a stage that if somebody interrupt you, like it's noisy, you can get easily disturbed. And stage 2 is when you slowly fall asleep. So when you fall asleep, what does the body do? Is you sleep, right? You constantly sleep. Your body is very busy. It's like a different shift work takes place within your body, right? So this is called light sleep. So imagine if your day is stressful, you have this argument with this person and blah, 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 blah. It doesn't get processed. It doesn't get sought out to be transferred to this thing called a long-term memory. Or in those who have done body talk fundamentals, it remains an active memory and not a passive memory, right? So it stays in that system that led to that memory full. Okay, so again, let's say it's a perfect scenario, they all get sorted out. And then when we go into deep sleep, that's where the body starts to prepare to heal. Put them in a long-term memory, and then whatever needs to be released or let go, it will do so. Then why do you think first thing in the morning, we wake up, most of us go to the bathroom? Even in a meridian system, right? The stomach, the large intestine meridian is like the spleen stuff. It's like 7 to 9 p.m. That's when we go and poo. So that's when the body has sorted out all this thing. We push it down to the intestine and we poo it out, so-called. Yeah, so, and we go even stage 4, we go in deeply asleep. That's when the body does the tissue repair, the cell regeneration. Again, especially us in body talk, right? You said your body heals itself, and the body does that when we are deeply asleep, and that's when the short-term memory has already processed whatever it needs to process. So it's not like deep sleep is better than light sleep, right? It's like every phase has a function and has its duty. It's the next one called the REM sleep, right? So if my day is pretty calm, for example, then I go into REM sleep, so it might just process some older stuff, right? Some older, updating certain older memories. Like it's not bad, but as we move ahead, things needs to change. Like what works for me when I was 16 years old, what was good then is possibly not good now. So the body knows how to search for those and starts to clean up. So this is sometimes done in a REM sleep as well when we are dreaming. So in dreams, we play out, right? So sometimes we move and stuff like that in REM sleep. So this is some technical about the stages of sleep. Again, as a reminder, stage so-called 1 onwards is pretty much we already falling asleep. What we need to do to help us to improve sleep is the stage 0. So much for information. Section 2, that's the solution part. So whatever issue, what can we do about it? So of course, I said there are short-term and long-term. So I'll give 3 points each for a short-term intervention, something that you can do immediate. So immediate, what can you do? First, we need to help to slow down or help to switch off this busy mind. Even if we're dealing with machinery, right, or engine, if you want to repair a machine or if you want to pump petrol to a car, what do you need to do first? Switch off the engine. If we want our body to repair itself when we get into light sleep or deep sleep, what do we need to do? We need to switch off this crazy mind. Second is, ideally, need to have some kind of self-help techniques that you can DIY to help switch off this busy mind, right? To get our body out of stress on a daily basis, just like you need to brush your teeth every day. This is something that some self-help technique that either you already have or you're interested to learn. This is something that for me is a must-have, right? In terms of emergency, something that you can help yourself in case you're stressed, something that you can do to help your system switch off. And I think you guys, most of you guys here today know that I'm talking about the cortices technique, right? So that's critical. And then finally, sometimes, we are so stressed that not even in the mood to do the DIY on ourselves. So these are external things that we can use to support our 5 senses to unwind, right? To slow down, support the engine to slow down so that it can more or less shut down properly when we start entering light sleep, right? So these are immediate things that we can do. Okay, so what are ways that for A, what are ways that we can help slow down the mind? Interesting, right? Like this image, and unplug your system, right? So this short term, ideally, the recommendation is things that you can start doing after dinner. Start to reduce activities that requires you to engage your mind. I know, especially with this past 2 years, right? A lot of people work from home. And I also, of course, I understand it's work and finance and everything else. But at some point, you still have a choice. That's still your health, right? Your priority. Some people watch TV, do whatever you do, help you to reduce mental activity. And downtime, like again, minimize thinking after X hour. So this is later we'll summarize again. This is your commitment to yourself. For those of you who know me, mostly by 8 p.m., my phone is off. If I'm extremely tired, officially, like 6:30 p.m., even my phone is already off if I'm super tired. If not, 8, 9 p.m. when I start after dinner, right? I'm watching my TVB drama and I'm unwinding. I don't want to pick up work-related phone calls. Yeah, so that's how I respect my time. That's how I respect my health. That's me. And definitely when I sleep, for sure, my phone is off. My off days, Sundays and Mondays, most of the time, if I need my personal time, my phone is off. I know some of you got family members who can't do that, but then inform friends. I mean, if they're close to you, if you need that time, please do so. And then B, the DIY, some of my DIYs before bed. So sometimes it's after dinner. So I will start doing some of this stuff. So of course, the first one is, actually this is the last. This is just before bedtime. Like I'll do my cortices technique. This technique is free, it's on the website. You can email me tonight or tomorrow and I'll give you a link if you want to learn this technique. Like sometimes I do alpha mind, so I get into my mindscape, or I do the counting down. So these are some of the stuff that I literally do. Foot bath, so it's like now like cooking class. Definitely Epsom salt. Sometimes I use Himalayan salt if I run out of Epsom salt. And if I run out of salt, I will definitely have essential oil that I will drip into the hot water. And I like a foot bath, So this is what I'll do. This is at least some of these are like once a week, except for the first two. I would do every night. No, the first one I'll do cortices, I'll do every night. Or not, sometimes I'll do massage. So if those of you who have your massage chair, that's a nice one. I don't have a massage chair, but I have this shoulder massage thing or back massage. So sitting down watching TV, I'll start to use that. Once in a while, I didn't bring this out, the moxibustion thing. And what else do I do? My favorite, or I'll boil the cinnamon. Cinnamon. This is cinnamon stick with orange peel, and then after that I add honey. It's almost like, this is almost like really, I felt really zoned out with this. If this drink for me, I'm not diagnosing, I'm not suggesting, right? Go try at your own. I'm not a trained nutritionist. So what I said, this one, when I take it, I feel like I'm on tranquilizer. It's seriously so chill. For orange peel and cinnamon. I know some people got allergy to cinnamon, right? So I'm just sharing what I'm using. What else? Breathing. So when I do my exercise, but sometimes I don't do my full exercise, I'll just focus on breathing. And some of you, so this I don't, the last one I don't do, but I know a lot of clients do that. Meditate. Right, just 5-10 minutes, get your brain into alpha, and that helps to slow down. So that's more immediate. So some of this I do, I mix and match. I think I got a lot more. Sometimes I can't even think of it all. Like if you're on my Facebook, and once in a while you see I throw in funny stuff as well. So I do have a lot of this self-care techniques that I value myself. I value my health. This is some of the stuff that I do. So this is before I enter my bedroom. It's like so much thing, right? That's why I say 8 p.m. I'm out. So I'm busy with myself per se. Okay, so if you don't do that, of course, it's time or whatever, your parents or small kids or whatever. So this is your last, so-called your last resort for phase 0. That you want to help your 5 senses to unwind. So our experience and the stimulation that we get from the external world is from the 5 senses. So these are some of the things that you can do, for example, when you enter your bedroom. So when I say 5 senses, then I'll go through what are each of the 5 senses, right? Sense of sight, or your see, dim lights. I'm pretty sure it's not just dim lights, right? Because when we dim our lights, it helps to stimulate the pineal gland to release the melatonin. So, we buy melatonin from outside and eat to help sleep. We can do that on our own, right? So if you want, you can do your choruses with the lights dim, or if not, then if you're sleeping with someone else who's reading or playing games, you can have control. You wear the eye mask. Then this is sometimes when I enter the bedroom, this is when I'll tap my choruses, right? So there's something that you can help with your sense of sight. And then sense of hearing. Some people need to sleep with noise, some people can't. Something that works for you. Feels, the sense of feeling. So feel is ideally a cool room, the room temperature. If it's cool, it helps so-called sleep better. Of course, then keep yourself warm with a nice blanket, and your bed as well, comfortable bed. Smell. Smell is probably, some of you already know, the sense of smell bypass the thalamus, which is your thinking mind. It goes straight into the amygdala that helps to calm the emotions. So essential oil is very, very powerful. But now things are so convenient, right? You can still carry your, actually I do have my diffuser here. You just plug in the oil and then you can travel with this. But then it's nice to have, I have a proper diffuser in the bedroom. This is more on the working desk. Some people spray on the pillow or spray in the room. So normally I'll use the, where's my camera? Most people know, like lavender to calm the system. And when I put pillow here, I know you can spray on a pillow. Some of us have a special pillow. So if you have that, it's very important because that is smell. With kids, right, we always sometimes joke to say the stinky pillow, but it smells warm, right? I mean, not smells warm. It smells nice. It's comforting. It's soothing, right? So it's in between the feel and the smell for pillow, right? So that's very important. So if you can't sleep and you think that you miss your pillow at 5 years old, recreate that pillow to help you. And then the last is touch, so massage. So sometimes I do use, if I felt like a bit tense, I do use that shoulder massage while I'm in the bedroom. Some people do take supplements like melatonin and stuff to help. So yeah, so this, we want to help retrain our 5 senses to unwind. If you need to, use some of this external help. and then you do it together, the external, and then do the cortices and the calming, the alpha on your own. So that significantly calm down the system, right? Because like I say, over and over again, the minute your head is on the pillow, you leave it to the universe, right? So those are short term and immediate. So what about the long term? Slowly reset and we allow our body transition, means getting into the alpha state, relax mode, unwind, so healing can start to take place. So when I say healing, we want to end an old phase. If you have a huge project that you were doing the last 6 months, the project ended, it was very stressed. You may take a few days off, but sometimes those few days off are not sufficient to clear all those stress that your body has accumulated. I would strongly recommend, if you're on a project basis, at least make it a habit. After 6 months, take that break to reset. For me, mine is 3 months. Every 3 months, I'll take, or minimally 3 to 4 days to really chill. Right? So me time, where reflection. So I reflected like the past few days. I reflected on how my first half year has been. So it was pretty good. I think probably the best ever in the past 2 years. The downtime, like I mentioned, for me, is every quarterly. And that's the time that I release baggage, reflect what I've done well, I need to improve. And then I will start the second half of the year. This could reflect to your entire life if you look at it. Your childhood phase, your working phase, for female is even marriage phase, first child phase, whatever it is. So there's a lot of phases that sometimes we haven't really done closure. Relationship phase. When I started receiving body talk as a client, it's like, oh my God, I'm gonna go through those boyfriend breakups. It's like quite a interesting, what do you call it, healing as well. So begin new phase. Is this how you want to move forward? Is my next half of the year, how different would I want it to be? Like, revenue-wise, how much do I need to improve? We commit and it's very doable. Then this is the part that you'll be more mindful, give your body a chance to heal, to recover, and then recuperate. So if you seriously can't afford that long period of break, then give yourself short breaks. Finally, to prioritize sleep. So if you were to right now decide, if you want to improve sleep, what is it that you really want to improve? Is it the deep sleep, light sleep? So I need to know when I need to cut off work, shut down computer, shut down everything else. Yeah. So, and we know this for a fact. In terms of prioritizing, what gets scheduled gets done. I copy this statement from my mentor. Right? So because you say, oh, I just want to improve, and we didn't really put a deadline to it or put a time frame or a tangible figure, it doesn't get done. Like tomorrow never comes. So these are some longer term solutions. You've seen the so-called my sleep results, so it does really help. Finally, the ball is back to your court. Like, are you ready to commit to yourself? You're serious to make changes because you want some of this. You want to wake up fresh, not just wake up fresh. You want to be ready to deal with the world. I mean, if you've got nothing to look forward to, the system is going to crash. Your life is nothing exciting, right? So we want to be able to have purposeful activities and feel inspired. And obviously, wake up and then after that feel sluggish or draggy. We start with the short term, and you see once your sleep improves, you have more room to have great ideas, and you feel purposeful and inspired all over again. Yeah? And this is very important, at peace with self. You feel calm and happy. You will notice that you're not so easily triggered. And you'd also notice when the above is in place that you will be more productive. It's almost like a side effect, right? The ideas just flow. Because if you're congested, your memory full and stuff, you think ideas come, also ideas will make a detour. No room to enter this space, right? So idea will seriously flow. And when that happens, then you won't feel so stuck. Either you're stuck with certain people in your life, you're stuck with certain job that you hate, or you're stuck with finance, I don't know, either earning too much or earning too little. So if this is something that you truly want to achieve, or whatever else that you really want, so this is your pledge of commitment with yourself, and you're willing to do, I'm willing to do whatever it takes to design your own sleep blueprint. Now let's see how you can do that. What is the desired hours of sleep average? Next, you prioritize your me time. So it depends on you, your commitment. If you can't even give yourself 5 minutes or 10 minutes before bedtime, then you seriously need body talk. Something for you to reflect on. Please write down something doable. If you're spending zero time right now, please don't put 3 hours or 2 hours. If you're spending zero time right now, please put maybe 3 minutes. It's something achievable. Please commit for X number of days or months. Please don't do 1 week and then drop it. What's the common thing? It takes at least 21 days to break a habit. It will be ideal. Like I'm doing this like the part of my life. Like it's become my self-care is lifestyle for me already. It's part of my being. So at least starts. Again, like I say, if you start with 0, so at least commit for 21 days, a month, 3 months, whichever is doable and comfortable for you. And you will take action from today is what? Today is Thursday. It could be you can start from this weekend, next week. Again, if next, because you might have a lot of things to do, right? See when is a gap that you have a break. It could be 2 weeks time. So be it. So check your calendar. I mean, later when I finish, you can take a screenshot if you want to, just seriously, because this is your commitment to improve your sleep. And finally, so if you don't know any self-help technique, please email me. I'll send you the link to tap your cortices at least. Learn it from the video. I'm sure there's one thing you know. Close your eyes, breathe, and count from 64 to 1. I think you don't need to pay $10,000 to learn that. Of course, you want to learn access, then of course you can learn the self-help techniques from the body talk perspective. Those of you who already learned, so do those self-help techniques. And finally, other resources that you need: external help, reflexology, massage. Yeah, so these are some of the things that you can do to improve your sleep. So just to wrap it up, your sleep blueprint. Like I put this title, Make Bedtime Priority, because it's that ebook that I write. This is your blueprint, like your strategy. What are the 3 things that you do first 10 minutes in the morning? Remember the first slide that I shared. Your quality of sleep begins the moment you wake up. Because if your day is, mind my language, shitty, your sleep may not be that optimal. So for me, I definitely nowadays do my Chiman Sage mode. 10 minutes. When I'm in the shower, I'll do my body talk access, my 5 techniques. That's already more than 10 minutes, but approximately. Some people meditate for 1-2 hours. Oh yeah, there's something new that I did recently. For those of you again who follow metaphysics, I do the my daily hexagram. I cast a hexagram and get the message. Sometimes I change, right? I learn something new, I test out something. But these are the 3, but the hexagram is new. So these are cortices, so-called the Chiman thing, the back face, the 10 minutes silent, and my access is a must for me. It's more, like I say, it's my part of my lifestyle. What are the 3 things that you'll be doing the last hour or the last few before bedtime, right? In the evening. So this is one of my favorites, foot bath. Firstly is to decide when is your off office hours. For me, I call it my airplane mode. Most of the time it's 8 p.m. So if you see 2 ticks and I don't reply, you know that me time. And then the time required to unwind, yes, I do require more time to unwind. Shut down all my equipments. I won't answer any more emails, of course. Most of the time, I need another 2-3 hours to unwind, which means I watch TV. So you know your time required to unwind, and then when is your lights off. Finally, the get help or self-help. So this part is to help heal past conditioning. So if you want to go do body talk, you want to get your reflexology in the afternoon and then start to unwind, this will help. Reset old and destructive sleep habits. So this is where you can do the 5 things that you can do in the bedroom. Break the past habit or introduce new things that you can do. And then finally, enter a new space that over time, if you more or less practice this, you will develop your own sleep patterns or your own sleep strategy. But I've been doing this more actively since I bought that thing in 2019. So I actively do, if I want to get sufficient sleep in 3 days time, these are the stuff that I know I will do. So this is like my blueprint to get proper sleep. So you go test out and then find what works for you. But this is roughly the skeleton or blueprint. I believe that's all I have. Any questions, sharings? That's all that I have. Thanks once again for joining me, and have a good sleep. Thank you. Yes, thank you so much.